My name is Stephen Valentine. I'm a retired commissioner from the Superior Court of El Dorado County. I served 6.5 years doing small claims, unlawful detainers, traffic, family law, pretty much everything except major criminal trials. In that 6.5 years, first thing they did was they sent me to Judges College, where I passed the B.E. Whitkin Judicial College in 2004. Having completed that, I was then eligible to take specialized training from the AOC, that's the Administrative Office of the Courts, over the next 6.5 years. So I've received specialized training not only in family law, traffic, small claims, in decision making, specialized classes in dependency, juvenile delinquency, pretty much the entire gambit of what a Superior Court judge needs to do. In some of the big counties, you get an opportunity to specialize. It's not uncommon for a judge down in LA County to spend his entire career working towards a civil litigation assignment where he does nothing but complex civil cases, billions of dollars. Some places you get to be a family law judge because that's what you like to do. And so you spend your entire career doing nothing but family law, making decisions in those kinds of cases, hearing trials. We don't live in a big county. We live in a small county. In El Dorado County, every judge is expected to step up and take whatever kind of a case the presiding judge gives you. One day you may be trying a criminal case. The next day you may have a family law case handed to you for your court. You are expected to know, number one, how to rule on evidence, how to rule on the admissibility of evidence and testimony, and to make a decision when it's your turn to make the decision. Now, making a decision has come fairly easy. In my instance, I worked 10 years as a reserve deputy sheriff in Ventura County. I worked in a uniform. I worked patrol. I worked assignments by myself as well as with other deputies. I spent 3 years talking to school kids about safety and essentially a pre-DARE system where I dealt with kindergarten, first, second, and third grade. Very good program, got good success. I could walk into a classroom that had 20 students, in some instances where none spoke English, supposedly. And by the end of the session, they were my best friends. They wanted to hold my hand, they wanted to hug me, and from that point on, whenever I walked onto campus, they all wanted to meet me. Making decisions sometimes takes a lot of thought. You have to analyze everything that you get. When people come before you in the small claims setting, or attorneys come before you and argue their case, you have to take the information that you are given right then and there, combine it with any knowledge that you have about the law, and come up with a decision. There's a requirement that all decisions get made within 90 days, unless you resubmit it so you can take a little longer. A Superior Court judge is not supposed to be paid if any case he has under submission isn't done within 90 days. I'm proud to say that that was never a problem. I did literally thousands of cases. I made the decision most of the time from the bench after hearing the information that was given and analyzing the evidence. Making decisions is what I was trained from the very beginning. When I first put on my uniform and my badge, I had to make decisions. Basically today, we're in a crunch. We've got too few judges in this county. The money's going to keep going to Los Angeles and Orange County. It's not going to come here. We're not getting more judges. So what do we have to do? The judges here have to become more self-sufficient and streamline their cases whenever possible. Now, this is where we differ in opinion, Mr. Hoffman and I. I don't think there's anything as a run-of-the-mill case. You have similar cases, you have similar circumstance, but the people that you're dealing with are all different and individual. As an example, I went to a hearing last Friday. The other attorney and I tried to work it out. We actually had our clients come to a decision. We put it in stipulation form so we could clear it from the docket. The judge called the case. We went up and sat down. The judge asked the other side, "Is this your agreement?" She sat there for a minute and didn't answer. She looked at her attorney, and then she said, "No, that's not my decision. It's what we worked out, it's what we tried to do, but that's one of the things that comes up. You're dealing with individuals, you're dealing with emotions, and in family law, there is no such thing as a run-of-the-mill case." Now, when it comes to dividing up property, strictly speaking, there is a formula you can use. You either take in kind or you take equal value, but that's it. When it comes to custody, when it comes to visitation, when it comes to who gets Christmas and who gets Thanksgiving, those are decisions that have to be made if the people can't do it themselves. Luckily, our system allows for people to come to those decisions. Well, in 6.5 years, I decided hundreds of those kinds of cases. I took the information that was given to me, I took the facts as best as I could decide they were, and I made a decision. Primarily, I did traffic. I did literally tens of thousands of cases. Every traffic ticket that was written in El Dorado County, whether it was in Tahoe or here on the West Slope, came to my court. So if you wanted to fight a ticket, you came to my court to have a trial. For the most part, we were able to get the trials completed in 6 to 8 weeks from the day you entered your plea. The decision was made from the bench in 99% of those cases. There were occasions where something would come up, I wasn't familiar with the road, somebody didn't have pictures, and so I would ask the parties if I could take it under submission so that I could go out and look at the location. That was not uncommon for me to take my own time after work to go out and look at the situation. Was the stop sign really blocked? Was the line on the road not really clear? I did it. And then I would come back in on the date and time specified, the parties would come back, and I would render my decision. I'm glad to say that many people that appeared in front of me, including those who lost, are supporting my campaign. I've gone from the west end of the county, I've gone basically all the way up Highway 50. Every place I go, I wind up meeting somebody who says, "I remember you, you heard my case." And I ask them how they were doing, how things go, and then I ask them, "Did I treat you fairly?" And to a person, the answer has been yes. And so I'm not going to ask you to look at the professionals that are endorsing. I'm going to ask you to look to your family. I'm going to ask you to look to your friends. I'm going to ask you to look to the people in your neighborhood and ask them, did you go to court? Who did you appear in front of? When they listened to your case, were they listening to you or were they trying to hurry you up? Were they trying to get you to finish? Were they happy with how they were treated? Now, I'm not going to tell you that every decision I made somebody happy. Small claims, half those people that came into the courtroom lost. That's how it happens. Many of those people that lost have come forward when they found out I was running for Superior Court Judge and volunteered to work on my campaign. Essentially saying, we'd love to have you back, we'd love to have somebody who can help us, somebody who treats us right, and somebody who is willing to take the time to go out and look at the cement work on our backyard, or the wooden deck that was built, or whatever else it was they were arguing about. Small claims is not trivial. Many of the issues in small claims court are every bit as complicated as those in a complex litigation as far as the details. The only difference is the amount of money in controversy. If you don't have a $100,000 case, you're not going to get a jury trial and you're not going to get Superior Court cases. You're going to wind up going to small claims with your $7,500 claim and hope that the judge listens to what you have to say. And what I'm telling you is, you leave here, you go talk to your friends, you talk to your neighbors, you ask them, you ever heard anything about this Valentine guy? How did he treat you? How did he treat your case? Did he pay attention? Did you like your outcome? Thank you.